Hi guys, I'm Commander Nugstar and welcome back to another Elite Dangerous video. So in this one I've reacted to a lot of comments I've been receiving lately about my controller setup, how I fly with flight assist off and all that kind of stuff. So what I intend to do is go through some basic FA off techniques with an OBS overlay so that everybody can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it in real time. And then I'll move on to maybe doing some PVE Combat in the Cobra 5. So hopefully this video gives you an insight on how to fly with flight assist off, and maybe even tempt some of you commanders to learn it as well. So let's get into it. So here we are in a Sidewinder in the rocks. What better place to learn FA off? Now the reason it's so good for learning FA off is the asteroids provide that visual reference point and feedback for your inputs. So if I hit down on the lateral thrusters, you can see what's happening. Now in empty space, this is very difficult and it's very easy to get disorientated. But as you can see, it's very, very clear what inputs we're having. And don't forget, in FA off, every input you make, you need to correct to that input in order for it to stop movement, because you will just carry on drifting in that way. And the idea is what we're doing now is just rotating very gently around the asteroid using a combination of pitch, vertical and lateral thrusters, and forward throttle. A little bit of backward throttle if you get too close to the asteroid there. But this is a really basic technique, and it really helps with, like I said, learning to see what inputs do what and what works for you. After a little while, and you get bored of this, or you master it, and you've definitely got to grips with that. You can add a couple of boosts in, and then try and stay close to the asteroid. But that's more difficult as you gain more speed. Even though this is an engineered Sidewinder, the power distributor still sucks, so I'm still having to wait for the boost. But you get the idea. And then after you've got used to boosting around the rocks, you can really start to throw that Sidewinder around and, learn from mistakes, basically. Now, don't get put off if after 2 minutes you find this absolutely horrendous and you feel like it's going to be impossible to control. Everybody feels like that at first when they try FA off. Overcorrecting is a big mistake because the fundamentals of flying with FA on require large and sustained inputs, whereas FA off, it's all about tiny little corrections. You notice on the sticks, I'm not holding them for very long, at least pitch and yaw and roll, just tapping them in a direction just to put the ship in, facing the way I want. You don't have to hold it, just a small tap one way will send it in that direction, and then a small tap to correct. So that's the idea. So don't worry if you find it horrendously difficult at first. Just keep going, because trust me, your brain will compensate and you'll get into that way of thinking, and then it is, well, if you're anything like me, it's very difficult to now fly with FA on because my brain is so attuned to FA on. So another really handy tip for learning FA off is once you've kind of got comfortable with the previous lesson with the asteroid and rotating around, you can do that also at a station or an outpost as well. Anything really that's fixed in space that gives you a reference point. Once you get comfortable with that, then you can head down to a planet surface. I did this back in the day, probably about 6 or 7 years ago, in an unengineered Eagle. It was great fun. I had a lot of rebuys, hitting the rocks and all that kind of stuff. But getting down there to the surface and just trying to follow the contours of the land, some canyons if you're lucky. This was a very bumpy planet I found here, and don't be afraid to get close to the rocks, hit them if need be, find your limit, and enjoy it, just you and the scenery, the barren, cold, hard face of this planet. And just take your time, do the things we've talked about. Oh yeah, night vision would help, wouldn't it? Otherwise I'm going to hit something I can't see. But yeah, take your time, just get used to it, And like I said, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Bring some hull, by the way, because, you know, you don't want to be rebuying and going back to the carrier or station every 5 minutes to rebuy your ship. So some hull would be good. Oh, there you go. Look, this is an engineered Sidewinder, so it's fine. And I have I've only lost 4% hull there, so we've got plenty of practice left in this. You will have to cope with gravity on planet surfaces, but if you pick one that has quite low gravity, this one only has 0.6 of a G, so it's fairly strong but not too bad. It will pull you down towards the surface and you have to sort of adjust for that, but just drifting around a canyon on a planet is great practice for flight assist off, and is the next stage, slightly more advanced than the asteroid trick. As you can see, I'm using vertical thrusters a lot of the time with tippy tappies. Oh, we've gone again, but that's fine, you know, we don't mind. That's how we learn. So little tippy tappies on the left stick, which is pitch, yaw, and roll. I use something called what is it? Yaw into roll. I don't recommend it, but my muscle memory is kind of stuck with it now. I'm used to it, but if you can have yaw and roll on separate axes, that makes flying a hell of a lot easier. But I've got stuck with that now, so I'm kind of used to it, but I would not recommend it. So if you have a controller, maybe there's another way we can do yaw inputs. Maybe you've got yaw pedals, something like that. But you know, it is possible to fly like this, but it's just not the best. So yeah, that's kind of the insight into sort of flying with FA off. Let's get some PVE Combat going with the overlay in the Cobra 5 and show you what it looks like. Yeah, after like, I don't know, 5,000 hours in the game. Okay, so here we are in the Cobra 5 with the railguns, with FA off in the rocks, doing a bit of PVE just to show you know, what's going on. See the controller inputs on the top right there. We just need some willing participants. Come on, pirates, where are you? I was hoping to start with something a bit bigger, but you know, smaller targets are harder to hit, so there's merit in that. So let's go for who is this? Mungo McCormack. Mungo McCormack. He's gonna die. Well, he's not. If we hit him, he'll die. It's a great start. Let's try that again. So we're doing a bit of pre-turning there with no need to keep looking at him as we whiz by. May as well position ourselves for the next shot as early as possible to get the most damage in the quickest time. He went down really quick. Who else we got? Come on, there's got to be someone around here. He's clean. Who we got? A Diamondback. Okay, another small ship. Let's give that a go. Stefani Preston. Going so well so far. Some little corrections, using those laterals to do the hard work. Just little adjustments on the X and Y axis. He's down. Come on, give us a bigger target. We've got an asp. I always like shooting asps. They have a big broadside, lots of space to hit. Wayne Nicole, he's wanted. Let's see what you got, Wayne. So landing gear is another advanced technique that you can use as a speed brake. So what happens is when you boost, you retain all of the strength in the vertical and lateral thrusters, but it takes the sting out of the main thruster, so you can really orbit your target close in, and it really helps to prevent overshoot. But again, that's quite an advanced technique. Don't worry about that just yet if you're first getting into it. Just when you feel like you have got the basics down, then that's something to start to learn. We'll try a technique against this guy which we haven't done, is to not boost. So we're not going to boost around this guy. We're going to go slower, which means it's probably easier for us to hit, but easier for him to hit as well. Drop a heat sink, so we're getting spicy. Drop a chaff because he's facing us. And that's it. So that's another technique you can use. You don't need to boost around like a madman. You can stay quite close and just orbit target. I wouldn't try that in PvP, mind, but in PvE that works well. In PvE you want to be a bit faster, more manoeuvrable, and yeah, take less hits. Okay, an anaconda. Let's give this a go. It's power plant sub-targeted. Drop a chaff. Go back to boosting now. We want to stay really fast. Bit of landing gear. Oh, it's a full rotation. Thought we was going to hit him then. Some more weapon distributor. That's better. Such a fun ship to fly, the Cobra. It's probably, in my opinion, has the best drives in the game, I think. And there he goes. Should we do one more target? What's that? A Federal assault ship. Let's give that guy a go. Alan Valentine. It's a name I recognise. I think I've killed this guy like 3 times already. So we've got his target at his frameshift drive. Not that he's going to get a chance to get away though. But it gives us a reference point to aim at with the rails, which is always handy. Going to progressive, dropping a sink straight away. He's on half health, 16%. He's dead. Wow. Cobra really is a beast. Oh wait, it's a wing. Let's get this Cobra. Come on, Cunningham, where are you? He's gone. And then Eugene Twajet Singh. Oh, we've just rocked. The rocks always win. Don't be under any illusion otherwise. Come on, Eugene. Oh, 9% hull. He's got a fancy skin, hasn't he? 7. There'll be one more shot. It's good night, Vienna. Surge detected. I don't think so, son. Where do you think you are going? There we go. So that pretty much wraps this video up. Hopefully that's giving you a good insight into how to fly with FAOF and more importantly how to learn FAOF. I really want to say thanks for everyone that's recently and currently subscribed to my channel. I've recently got over 1,000 subscribers, which is a pretty big deal for me. It's not something that I get much time to do. I have a family and a full-time job and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to do these videos in my downtime, and I don't get a lot between, you know, playing Elite and making videos. It's not much time for anything else. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to like, subscribe and watch the vids. It really does mean a lot to me, and yeah, it's great to see FDev pumping out content, getting more ships and new bits and bobs into the game, which then again brings more players. And yeah, hopefully I'll do a few more videos about some of the, you know, more fundamental things in Elite to try to help new players learn. But yeah, I massively appreciate you guys watching the vids. Thanks for watching this one, and I will catch you in the next one.